Hi, my name is Gina, and this is Casey, and you're watching Casey's My Hero channel, vlog number 4, I believe. Today's vlog is going to be kind of maybe all over the place. I'm not quite sure. Last week I didn't vlog on February 27th was Casey's birthday, and I was doing my mom emotional stuff and trying to get through that stuff. I didn't go out and do anything in Casey's memory, but I will. I did listen to a CD by the group called Disturbed. It was a group that Casey listened to. So I did do that and kind of was thinking about some funny stories and trying to get myself out of that dark hole. But, you know, it is what it is. So today I'm going to go over a few symptoms for possible congenital heart defects. Mind you, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a medical professional at all. I'm a mom who lost one of her children due to this mean, unkind disease. So these are symptoms that could probably be symptoms due to other things also, I'm guessing, but still always symptoms that are possible warning signs as you as parents and loved ones and aunts and uncles and whoever may know. So Casey was short of breath, which was a huge warning sign. And you know, your kids, you're always thinking they're faking, but this time it was different. It was way different. He wanted to sleep sitting up. So he never wanted to sleep sitting up. He liked to lay down and do his thing. So that was a warning sign for us, for me, and he didn't have any cold symptoms the second time he was life flighted. He just wanted to sleep. So it was really weird. Like, he didn't have energy to do anything, barely to get up and go to the restroom. So so I got these symptoms just briefly off the internet, so I would have something. I'm an Italian. I talk with my hands. I got these symptoms off the internet just briefly, so I'd have something to talk about. And this vlog may be all over the place, so forgive me. I needed to get something up, so this channel would not just go stagnant. So, as I said, extreme tiredness or fatigue, rapid heartbeat, rapid breathing, chest pain, well, everyone kind of knows that, and a blue tinge to the skin. I'm sure some of you have seen babies on TV or wherever. When they're first born, all babies kind of have a slight blue tinge until they get their first breath of air. So that's something I always watching whenever I see babies online. It's like, so are they going to turn pink or are they going to stay blue? Some babies have blue lips that have congenital heart defects, and then they take them for further testing. Casey had none of those signs at birth. He was premature. He was 6 weeks early. But he wasn't diagnosed for his congenital heart defect until he was 18. He looked like he was 12. But he probably had this heart defect ever since he was born. I'm trying to get centered. I'm not a professional here, so kind of watching my time too. So, excuse me. So, what else should I talk about? I think it's important to know, as all parents, know your child's normals, and all that stuff. Casey was in the hospital for pneumonia several times during his life. The last time or two, he never had a fever and not really a cough. Kind of a cough, but not bad. He had kind of a hard time breathing, but it was just different from other times. A cough without fever, I think it was the last few times, or whatever it was. So, and I read, I think, not always does pneumonia have a fever. I don't know much about pneumonia, but, one of the doctors or nurses told me he was pretty fragile and more fragile than I thought, and I needed to keep my eyes on him more so than normal. And I always wondered what he meant. I don't know if he's seen something in x-rays or what. And professionally, since he wasn't a doctor, he couldn't tell me or what was going on. Just, yeah. There were a few things that nurses that kind of on the side kind of said that always made me kind of want to know more. But since they were not doctors, they couldn't go into detail. So I always kind of thought about things and kind of really started reading more before he was diagnosed with a heart condition. He had an enlarged heart. It was called dilated cardiomyopathy. And he needed a heart transplant. For those of you who haven't watched the prior vlogs, I'm a little squeaky today. I'm not sure what's going on, but I'm not sick. Just sound funny. So, yeah, watching my time. If I go under 15 minutes, I can upload via phone. If not, I'll have to go through my computer. That's why I'm watching. So, anyways, I'm all over the place today because I'm kind of wanting to get some kind of content up. So, yeah, but Casey was pretty cool in a local hospital because some of the nurses he kind of got to know. He wasn't rude to them. In other hospitals, he was kind of a challenging patient. Like, he would challenge them because he didn't like needles. He was one of those kids that you'd have to lay on the gurney and hold him down to get a blood test. So whenever he was in hospitals, I'd have to stay with him most of the time, and as soon as I left the room, that's whenever he'd really get reactive. So I think it was because he was afraid and I was his comfort zone, which is really cool, but it was sad because he was so afraid. So, yeah. So, I think it's important to get the word out that people with special needs don't qualify for heart transplants. And probably, I'm speculating, and I need to do some more research before I say this because, I don't know everything, but maybe even organ transplants. But I think it's important to, in the United States, people with special needs do not qualify for heart transplants. So, if you can advocate and you can fight, not physically obviously, but you can fight and do what you can to get the word out and talk to whoever you need to talk to, higher ups, different doctors, whoever you need to talk to if you end up in a situation like this or know somebody. Like, we can change this. Like, according to the American Heart Association criteria, people with mental impairments do not qualify for heart transplant. I have to look it up and find the exact criteria. It's been a while, but there's been all over the news recently, off and on, people, I've been seeing different cases that people have been having to fight for organ transplants for their child because of the situation, and it needs to stop. We need to change this. I want to change this. I want to help people. I want to get this whole thing going because I think we can get this to go in a positive direction. Casey's life mattered, obviously, but I want his life to be known about, and I want it to be known about in a big way. There's got to be a reason why this happened. I advocated for him throughout his school life for different services, and now I think it's time to take a stand and make a change and help others, and it'll help me too, I think. I want to help others because Casey was a joy to be around. He was funny as heck. I'm all over the place in this video, and forgive me. I've been kind of out of the loop lately, just emotionally, but I want to share my son's memory in a big way, and I want his memory to live on helping others. That's what I want to happen. I think it's important to help others with what you've learned, no matter what you've learned. This was a tragedy. Just like other parents of, whatever the parents were that made mad. Mothers Against Drug Drivers. I want to be that next mom that made a difference because her child's life mattered because of this tragedy. It's going to start slow, I understand, but you know what? So what? If Casey and I can help one or two people or get the word out and get this conversation going, we can rock the world and make a difference. I know that. I feel it. Casey was bigger than life. He made a difference with a lot of people. It's amazing. Once in a while I'll run into somebody and hear a new Casey story I didn't hear. And those are funny stories. So before I ramble on, I think I'm gonna close because I'm running out of things to say, and hopefully my next video will be more structured. So I want to thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video, and we can be the change because Casey lived. I am Gina. This is Casey, and everyone take care. Bye-bye. Ciao. Yeah, I don't ever know how to end these. I thought I was going to do it right this time, but you know what? There is no wrong. Not yet. So, bye-bye, everyone.